changed their fate, and they had a good fate, a good ending. And also, respecting the elderly. This is also a factor that plays a pivotal role. If we respect each other generally, it's very good. But respecting the elders is something that plays a big role in the final decision, the decisions that we make at the very last moments. Respecting the elders. The hadith tell us that if you see someone younger than you, treat him like your son or daughter. If you see someone your age, treat him like a brother. If they need help, assist them, help them. If you see someone older than you, treat him like your father. The hadith tell us that Yusuf alayhi salam, after he became the king, and his father realized that his son is the king, and he moves to Egypt. His son goes to the outskirts of the city to receive his father. His father is a prophet, and he's a prophet. The hadith tells us that he saw his father from far away. He thought that my father is old, he can't see me. So I'll stay on the back of my horse until he approaches. And this was something wrong, because you have to respect your father nonetheless. You'll always have to respect your father. And one day you'll be a father, and you will need the same treatment. You will need the proper treatment that you have to treat your father today. Because the same way you treat your father, you'll be treated in the future. So he remained on the back of his horse when suddenly Archangel Gabriel descends down. Yusuf, open your hand. He opens his hand. A light emanates from the palm of his hand. What is it? Ya Habibi Jibreel. What was that? He said, this is the light of prophethood. It was removed from your lineage. As we know, Yusuf was the son of Yaqub, the son of Ishaq, the son of Ibrahim. He was a prophet, the son of a prophet. The son of Ishaq was a prophet, the son of Ibrahim, the father of the prophets. But from now on, because of what you did, it wasn't something haram, but you had to show respect to your father. We took the light of prophethood from your lineage. From now on, it will go somewhere else. Where? The beginning of the story, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that the brothers devised the plot to eliminate Yusuf. One of them said, don't kill him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't mention his name, but he mentions his interference. It's a long story. It took 40 years to unfold. But God summarizes the story, and He only brings the highlights, the most important parts. And He mentions this part. قَالَ قَائِلٌ مِّنْهُمْ لَا تَقْتُلُوا يُوسُف. One of them said, don't kill Yusuf. His name was Lawi. Now, prophethood should continue, should go to a lineage of someone. If it's not Yusuf, it has to be someone else. Where is it going to go? قَالَ قَائِلٌ مِّنْهُمْ لَا تَقْتُلُوا يُوسُف. Because he saved you. He saved prophethood. He saved the prophet. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will place the light of prophethood in his lineage. And today when we speak about Musa alayhi salam, we know that he is the son, a grandson of Lawi alayhi salam, and not a grandchild of Yusuf. Yusuf would be his uncle, Aliyun al-Akbar, the son of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. After all the companions of the Imam had been martyred, his relatives were still alive. It was the turn of the relatives to go to the battlefield and be killed. The first person that comes to the Imam is his son Ali al-Akbar. He says to him, Aba, i'dhan li bil-qital. Give me the permission to go to the battlefield. We have traditions that tell us that the Imam didn't give the permission to go to the battlefield to anyone so swiftly and quickly like his permission to his son Ali al-Akbar. I told you the story of Qasim. He begged his uncle for permission until he fell to his feet, kissing Imam's foot until he gave him the permission. This was the case for all the companions of the Imam. He initially would refuse, but eventually would grant them the permission after begging. But with regards to his son, Ali al-Akbar, because it's his sacrifice. Fathers understand better how much a father would love his children. Because the father would grow old in raising them, would do everything to raise them, would sacrifice his life to raise them until they grow up. The relationship of the children with their parents is a one-way relationship. Usually the parents love their children more than the love the children have towards their parents. Why? The tradition says because our children are part of us, but they don't feel the same way because we're not part of them. That's why we struggle so hard to make sure that they live a prosperous life, but they don't feel the same way. They don't care about us. They disrespect us, unfortunately. So he comes to his father. Give me permission to go to the battlefield. The Imam suddenly, فَأَرْخَى عَيْنَيْهِ بِالدُّمُوعِ. He began to shed tears until his beard was soaked with his tears. He straight away hugs his son and he calls out, Allahumma ashhad ala ha'ula'i al-qawm. Bear witness, O God. فَقَدْ بَرَزَ إِلَيْهِمْ غُلَامٌ أَشْبَهِ النَّاسِ خَلْقًا وَخُلْقًا وَمَنْطِقًا بِرَسُولِكَ. Bear witness that a man is going to the battlefield that resembles the Prophet in every aspect, in his morality, in his features. وَكُنَّا إِذَا اشْتَقْنَا إِلَىٰ نَبِيِّكَ نَظَرْنَا إِلَيْهِ. If we want to understand Imam al-Husayn's love and Imam al-Husayn's affection towards his son Ali al-Akbar, we have to understand the relationship that was between Imam al-Husayn and his grandfather. He loved him so much. He deared him so much. And now the Imam is saying that my son Ali al-Akbar resembles my grandfather. He looks exactly like him. And whenever we long to see my grandfather Rasulullah, we would look at him, because he looks exactly like him. That's why his love and affection is more than an ordinary son, because he finds his grandfather manifested in his son Ali ibn al-Akbar. وَكُنَّا إِذَا اشْتَقْنَا إِلَىٰ نَبِيِّكَ نَظَرْنَا إِلَيْهِ. And then he walks towards the battlefield. The Imam looks at him. He knows that he's going to be killed. He's not sending him to a vacation. He's not sending him to a place where he'll return. He knows that he's going to his final abode. He is going to meet his fate very soon. So he calls out, Umar ibn Sa'ad, Ya Umar ibn Sa'ad, قطع الله رحمك كما قطعت رحمي. May God sever your lineage the same way you're severing my lineage through Ali al-Akbar. Ali al-Akbar goes to the battlefield. He charges at the enemy, calling out, أنا علي بن الحسين بن علي. I am Ali, the son of Hussein, the son of Ali. نحن وبيت الله أولى بالنبي. We are closer to the Prophet than you guys. You're saying that you're fighting us because we have deviated from the path of the Prophet. We're closer to him. We're his children. نحن وبيت الله أولى بالنبي أضربكم ضرب غلام هاشمي علوي. I will struck you with the sword like my grandfather Amir al-Mu'mineen. تالله لا يحكم فينا ابن الدعي. We will never accept the rule of the wicked man, the son of the wicked man, Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad. Traditions tell us that he was able to kill over 200 horsemen. The people, the enemies, feared him. They said, he is fighting like a roaring lion. He is like his grandfather, Amir al-Mu'mineen. That's why they were scared to fight him. Imam al-Hussein is standing beside the entrance of the tent. Suddenly he became pale. The mother of Ali al-Akbar, Layla, looks at the Imam. Has something wrong happened to my son Ali? He says to her, no, but a man is charging at him. I fear that this man can kill him. And then he says to her that if you want your son to return, go inside the tent and supplicate and beseech Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the safe return of your son Ali. She goes inside the tent, she reveals her hair, and then she says, Ya Ilahi, Allahumma inni as'aluka bi ghurbat al-Husayn. I ask you in the loneliness of Hussein, I want to see my son once again. And then suddenly Ali ibn al-Hussein returns. He comes back to the tent to meet his father. Now he has to have an excuse. He says to the Imam, Aba thiqlu al-hadid qad ajhadani wal-atash qad qatalani. The armor is so heavy and I am very thirsty. Can you quench my thirst? He knows that his father doesn't have water. He can see his father's dry lips. He can see his father's dry tongue. It was like a dry wood, the traditions tell us. But he nonetheless asks the Imam that I want water. Can you quench my thirst? His father says to him, go back to the battlefield. Fight those enemies until you are slain, until you are killed. Your grandfather Rasulullah will quench your thirst. He goes back to the battlefield, but he is very thirsty. He is very tired. So an enemy combatant, oh believers, oh mu'mineen, approaches him from the back, strikes him with a sword on his head. Ali al-Akbar falls on the back of the horse. The tradition was if you hug the horse would go back to the tent. But because blood was gushing from the head of Ali al-Akbar, it covered the eyes of the horse. The horse couldn't see anymore. Instead of taking Ali al-Akbar back to the camp of Hussein, it took him to the camp of the enemies. So they began to strike him with the sword, severing him into pieces. He called out, Aba alayka minni salam, oh Father, may God's blessings be upon you. This is my grandfather Rasulullah. He quenched my thirst and he is saying that there's a cup saved for you. Don't be concerned about me anymore. Don't be worried about me anymore, oh Father. When Imam al-Hussein hears the voice of his son Ali al-Akbar, he gets up, he rides his horse, but he goes to the opposite direction. His daughter Sukaina says to him, Abba, this is not where Ali al-Akbar, this is not where Ali al-Akbar is. You're going to the opposite direction. He says to her, Bunayya asbahtu Allah la absir tariqi. I can't see my eyes anymore, I can't see the way anymore. He goes to his son, he finds him motionless, resting on the sand dunes of Karbala. The narration tells us, فَجَلَسَ عَلَى التُّرَابِ. He sat on the ground, he placed his cheek on the cheek of Ali al-Akbar. عَلَى الدُّنْيَا بَعْدَكَ الْعَفَى. The world life is worthless after you. على الدنيا بعدك العفا ما أنت فقد استرحت من هم الدنيا. You are relieved from the sufferings of this life. وبقي أبوك لهمها وغمها. He began to cry and cry. Lady Zainab came She tried to return the Imam back to the tent, but the Imam wouldn't get up. He was about to surrender his soul. Sheikh Ja'far al-Tustari, one of our great scholars, say that when Lady Zainab couldn't take the Imam back to the tent, she had